What's up party people? I'm here for my next video that I'm super excited to make, and this one's about my personal fitness story. Fitness is something that's made my life significantly better, and I can't wait to share with you guys how that went through. So when I was young, I was a really fat kid. I always had a problem with weight and eating, and honestly, to this day, I probably still do. Eating is really just too much fun. When I was young, I had a really sedentary lifestyle. I'd just sit there on my computer from day to night just playing video games all day. There's this one game called MapleStory, and man, I must have sank hundreds and hundreds of hours just sitting there playing that. And as a result of that sedentary lifestyle and my eating habits, I think I put on a lot of weight. I was an extremely fat kid, but that all changed when I got into fitness. Fitness not only changed the way that my body looked, how fat I was, but also changed my mind. It made me a more productive human being, and honestly, it just made my mood a lot better, and I'm glad to say that I'm definitely a lot happier now than I was when I was a kid back then. So without further ado, I'll share with you guys my fitness journey. So starting off with primary school. Obviously I was still a fat kid and I struggled in PE class. But honestly, I had a great time, I had tons of friends. Well, okay, maybe that's not true, but I had a great time, and for the most part, the weight didn't really come up. Once in a while you'd get a comment about your weight, and maybe I'd brush it off and pretend that I didn't care when, deep down it killed me. Hey Winston, you're fat. No, I'm not.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
But over time, as I got older and I got into intermediate, my eating habits were still terrible and the weight just started piling on. But if I'm honest, at this point, it still didn't really affect my mood that much, and that's until it reached the boiling point. As I started to get bullied more and more about my weight, I got significantly more self-conscious. I played a lot of sports and people would call me out for not being able to run to the ball, and it was just a terrible feeling. And obviously, as you start hitting puberty, you start to notice the girls, and then girls definitely care about how much you weigh, so that was something that was on my mind as well. I was probably like 140 centimeters tall, and I weighed 80 kgs. I was definitely morbidly obese. So this all changed in high school when, I put my foot down and I decided that I wanted to make a change. But I had no idea what I was doing. So I bought this cross trainer. I'd spend like 45 minutes on that. Maybe I'll go out for 20 minutes runs in here and there, and I was doing like Mike Chang's home workouts with the towel row, and I was doing just triangle push-ups, just random stuff. I really didn't know what I was doing. And honestly, I don't have a lot of pictures from this period, because there was a time when I would go back through it and just look at myself through all my old photos, and I just hated the way I looked. So I just deleted all of those photos. And that's kind of how I felt back then. And that all changed when one of my best friends, even to this day, shout out John, introduced me to the gym. I started to get into online content, learning how to train correctly, learning about calories in, calories out, and this is when I saw the effect to really start taking place. I'd look at myself in the mirror and I'd see my muscles slowly start growing. It was definitely an addicting feeling. Although that's being said, progress was definitely a little bit slow. I remember for my PE examination, I couldn't do 3 pull-ups, and I was really mad at myself because I was training at the gym for that. I was still placing terrible in running competitions, but I made my first small step, and I was really happy with it. So throughout the next few years of high school, I made a little bit of progress. I was 165 centimeters and 80 kgs. This means that I was still obese, but at least I wasn't morbidly obese anymore, so I was pretty happy about that. I was trying to watch my diet to some limited success, and at the gym, I mainly focused on gaining strength and powerlifting type moves. I don't know why, but even to this day, I still enjoy that type of training a lot. So as the years went on, I continued to train, and then before you knew it, I was at university. And for this, I got the opportunity to move out of my house. And this is when things really began to start to take a turn for the better. Because I left my house, I had to actually buy my own groceries, which means I had complete control of what I was eating. I could control the foods that I bought and the foods that I ate, and this made counting calories and macros just so much easier, and I definitely saw some really nice results. Though I will say, I was a kid and it was the first time that I ever moved out of my house and I didn't know how to cook whatsoever, and I ended up eating some pretty ridiculous things. Often I would have 7 eggs, 5 cans of tuna, but whatever, you know, I'm still happy that it ended up working out. I was definitely not fat anymore at this point in my life, and I even picked up kickboxing, which I still do to this day, and it's something really fun. And all of this exercise meant that I got down to around 65 kgs at 165 centimeters. Throughout university, I kept going to the gym, and I saw my powerlifting numbers get pretty decent. I was deadlifting 180, benching 120, and squatting 140, and I was pretty happy with myself. Towards the end, my weight definitely fluctuated a bit more towards the top side. I was 70 to 75 kgs, but you know what? I was having a great time, going out, partying, drinking, all the rest of it. I had a super fun time during those years, and I definitely don't regret it.
Bro, am I retarded? What?
So throughout university, I definitely made some really big changes. You know, the independence meant that I could start making the decisions about my diet and my exercise that I wanted to. My body definitely looked a lot better, girls started noticing me more, I had a great time with a bunch of great friends, and it was definitely one of the happiest times of my life. But you know, all good things have to come to an end, and then I graduated. And now, here we are. I'm working now, I have the full freedom to do whatever I want, but my fitness journey definitely isn't over. I'm still experimenting with my training and my diet. At one point I even got down to 63 kgs, which is just the lowest I can ever remember being. You know, health and fitness is still definitely a large part of my life, and there's a lot of work to do, and I hope, you know, you'll come with me on that journey on this YouTube channel, maybe. We'll see. But anyway, thanks for watching this video. So that's been a little bit about my story with fitness so far, and I'll see you guys next time.